a voice again. That was insanely stupid. But today I want to talk about Castlevania. Okay, now it's just popping in and out, but you guys get the idea. Let's talk about Castlevania Season 2. It was fucking awesome. And the thing is, we have a lot to discuss because I do want to kind of get into spoiler territory with this. I try not to get into spoiler territory with Sabrina, but I'm sorry, when it comes to this is one of the best video game adaptations of anything ever. I'm just saying that. Like, this is one of the best video game adaptations of anything that we have so far. Like movies, even fucking the anime that are based off it. Like, bro, this shit blows a lot of video game adaptations out of the water. And Season 1 did an amazing job of setting the tone, setting the characters, giving us a sort of look at them. But Season 2 developed these characters in an amazing light, and it makes so much sense. So we start off where we last left off. We actually start off with the villains. So we know that Dracula has recruited all sorts of vampires around the world and leaders to face off against humanity and to completely extinct them. But even some of them are starting to make a lot more sense. There's a lot of political things, and it's a slow burn actually. Where the first season was extremely violent and, high octane action, this season was slow as fuck. And it wasn't not in a bad way. Now there's two ways you can make a very slow season. You can have a slow season and nothing happen, but you can have a slow season and have characters having been developed and letting us see these new characters in a new light. And the thing is, yeah, that's what they did. They let us see Dracula as he's slowly descending into humanity. And the thing is, we find out that his rage for humanity feels more like mourning, because he misses his wife and he feels like, she is gone, but at the same time it's like, humanity's fault was it? But at the end of the day, he knows it's a suicide mission, because after humanity goes, he's like, their supply of food is going. It was one of the vampires, I forgot, Godbrand brought up, he was like, if we kill all of humanity, then there will be no food. And the thing is, you see that Dracula has two right-hand men that are human, and that is Isaac and Hector. Now Isaac is a devoted man toward Dracula because Dracula helped him. He saved him from being a slave, and he saves him from abuse and from being beaten. But here's the thing, Dracula brought these two humans because these two humans had been through the worst of humanity, and it really paints a mirror image over them. And that's what I generally love about Castlevania Season 2. There's a sort of air around it, but there's a sort of political debate about it. And to be honest, what happens at the end of Season 2, and again, spoilers, with the death of Dracula, it would feel fucking tainted if they brought it back. And I'm gonna explain that in the next few minutes that I have of doing this review. I want to try to do this in under 10 minutes. So yeah, Dracula pretty much recruit these leaders, and it's pretty cool watching them develop. One who's possibly going to be a new villain is Cordelia, who the whole time is Cordelia. I'm probably saying her name wrong, so I'm just going to call her Cord. She was in the Castlevania. She was a portrait in the video game, but she was legit just an image or a painting or a mirror. It was pretty dope, but she's always doubting Dracula, mainly because she was a slave to one vampire lord who, well, more of a lover, I guess. I don't know, probably both. She would give him probably a handy, you maximum murder, you guys get what we're doing. But pretty much, she did not want to face the same fate she already had fate, because she was like, I was already a servant of a sad old man. And I'm sorry if you can hear a fucking dog. I don't know why, and again, it's 8:39 in the morning, so excuse me, give me 1 second. But yeah, as you can tell, each character kind of had a lot to develop, so that's what I like. Now when we go to the heroes, Trevor and Sif and Alucard, we actually go to the Belmont Library. Now the Belmont Library is essentially exactly what it sounds like. It's where all the Belmonts go in and collect their weapons and stuff. And it's essentially where they could find what they needed to destroy Dracula and to bring his castle down on top of them. Now it really does focus more on Trevor and Sif, because they seem to be, more of a couple, and everybody's shipping them anyway. Honestly, I do think that they're better together than Alucard and Sif, because they have more in common. They're both characters who are not wanted in their time, and that brings them to where they are. And they're generally loved by each other. Now we do find out that, again, a lot of video game references are made, such as there's a cube in there that's from Symphony of the Night. There's the Morning Star Whip, which is an upgraded whip in the video game. I forget which one. You guys gotta remember, I started off with Symphony of the Night and I went back and played most of the older ones. So yeah, there's a lot of references, and I feel like you guys should go and watch the show just to get better references from this. Netflix though did not shy away from the violence or what made the show what it is, because even through the first half of the series, I'll admit, most of the violence is shown through flashbacks. So it's like the first real fight we finally get is extremely violent, and that's what the show is about. Now, this is what I like, is that when each fight is more impactful because we had build up to it. And I'll admit, the fight scenes in the first season, like, they didn't have build up to them, but they were still fucking awesome. But this one, they had build up to them and they were super amazing. Not just that, but we get a really awesome, like, teamwork fight when they fight against all of the creatures of the night, when Alucard and Trevor and all of them fight against the creatures of the night. It's the last two episodes that I want to definitely discuss, but I forget to talk about that Dracula fight. And the Dracula fight was possibly the most intense one, because let's face it, in the beginning, they're getting their asses beat. And it takes about Alucard and Trevor to pretty much isolate Dracula into a room, and you know, it starts to show that this little plan against humanity, yeah, was kind of Dracula's mourning, because he never got to mourn for his wife. And he's like, as he's fighting Alucard, he's like, I'm hurting my child, I'm hurting our child, I'm destroying our house. And like, at the end of the day, when Alucard had to take his dad, it's generally heartbreaking, and it's pretty dark for what we were gonna get. And again, we got through all the cool action scenes, all the cool violence and all that, but at the end of the day, both Alucard and Dracula never had the time to mourn, because Dracula overreacted and pretty much waged this war on humanity, and not giving him time to actually understand what that meant, and knowing that, you know, she was a human and she had connections with people, and knowing he was destroying all of that probably messed him up the most. And what messed up Alucard the most, and I feel like will be a huge plot point in season 3, was that Alucard cried knowing that his dad, like, he took down his only family and he's alone in the castle that his dad had built, and he could never get his dad back. And that was generally one of the darkest parts about this, is that even though it was a bittersweet ending, it was more bitter than it's sweet, and it was a complete dark ending at that. But overall, I enjoyed Castlevania. Now, I know the new villain is probably going to be either Isaac or Cordelia with Hector's help. And Isaac, I honestly predicted, because he's one of the more deadly out of them. Or Hector and Cordelia might be, because Hector's ability of necromancy, which is the ability to bring something back to life that's already dead. And I feel like that's going to lead into what Castlevania Season 3 is going to be. Because I feel like it'd be disheartening if they brought back Dracula for Season 3. Like, it wouldn't, like, it felt like then that's what would have wasted time. So, honestly, if I have to give this a review, definitely A+. Because this was an amazing series, an amazing thing. You can tell Adi Shankar and everybody who worked at Powerhouse Studios and Frederator Studios put their heart and soul and blood into this, and they did not hold back, giving us a pretty damn good series. And I suggest you guys watch Season 2 of Castlevania, because Season 3 has already been greenlit. We're getting 10 episodes. That's fucking amazing. Adi Shankar, please keep doing what you're doing. This is a great series, and I suggest you guys go watch it. Now, I will, if you guys want, and put it down in the comment section below if you've watched the whole video. If you guys would like, I would love to do Season 1, a throwback to Season 1's review for next Halloween. And I know this isn't the Halloween video because I got this out fucking late. Again, you guys can kind of blame Neuromatic and Jason because they told me to do this later than after Halloween. That's why Sabrina was late. So if Sabrina gets season 2 next year, I'll definitely be doing that for Halloween, and I'll be trying to do a lot more content for Halloween. I honestly want a lot more people to get involved for special holiday stuff. So again, if there's any special holiday things you'd like me to cover or anything, please write it down in the comment down below, or you can check it out on our Facebook page. Also, the Maximum Nerdum Discord is still in the works. I am almost done getting that set up for public viewing. Right now, it's just kind of me and a couple other people in there, and I'll pretty much link it down in the description below. Also, you can check out all of our streams and schedules and all that on our Facebook page, and I will see you guys in the next video. Stay awesome, stay nerdy,